Hello everyone. Today we discuss about hypersensitivity reaction. So this is a second lecture of immune system. So already we discussed about how immunity or immune mechanism works to protect us from foreign organism. The immune system. It is a like two-edged sword. One edge taking the role of giving benefit as it destroys the foreign body or microorganism. But on another hand, it can also cause tissue or cell damage and give rise to various immune disorders, which may lead to fatal outcomes. So that's why it is known as a two-edged sword. So one edge protect us, and second, if it is uncontrolled, then it is known as a hypersensitive reactions. In hypersensitive reaction, there may be uh, chance of any tissue damage or cell damage. So, main learning objectives are to understand mechanism of hypersensitivity reaction, type of hypersensitivity reactions, and pathogenesis of various types. Hypersensitivity, it is defined as exaggerated immune response with onset of adverse effect like cellular destruction or tissue damage in individuals. It is classified into type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Type 1 hypersensitivity reactions, it is also known as a immediate hypersensitivity reactions. So here mast cells are activated and it releases various vasoactive and spasmogenic substances which can act on vessels and smooth muscle cells, and it also secretes various pro-inflammatory cytokines that recruit the inflammatory cells at the site of immune reaction. Second type is antibody mediated hypersensitivity reactions. Here secreted antibodies which causes cell injury to tissue by inflammation. Antibodies may also interfere with cellular function and it causes disease without any tissue injury. Type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. Here antibody bind with circulating antigens and they induce inflammation directly by activating complement system. The leukocytes that are recruited produce tissue damage by release of lysosomal enzymes and generation of the toxic free radicals at the site of antigen antibody complex deposition. Type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Here sensitized T lymphocytes are main cause of cellular and tissue injury. Type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. Here rapid immunologic reaction occurs within a minute after binding of antigen with IgE antibody on surface of mast cells in individuals previously sensitized to that antigen. These reactions are also called as allergy and the antigen that elicit them are called allergens. So here individuals are prior sensitized to that particular antigen. On subsequent exposure, type 1 hypersensitivity develops. So there are various allergens which can cause type 1 hypersensitivity reactions, includes proteins, many plant pollens, drugs, many foods, and in case of bite from various kind of insects. So all this can lead to type 1 hypersensitivity reactions. Immediate hypersensitivity may occur as a systemic disorder or as a local reaction. Systemic reactions develops after entry of an antigen into sensitized individuals. In systemic reaction, within a few minutes, the patient goes into state of shocks, which may be fatal. Local reactions are diverse and vary depending on the portal of entry of allergen. Pathogenesis of type 1 hypersensitivity reactions. On the first exposure, IgE antibodies develops in individuals. On re-exposure, allergen bind and cross-link with IgE receptors. Mast cells are activated and release its granules. So in that case, late phase reactions develops. Subsequent exposure of allergen activates T2 cells, type 2 lymphocytes, and it produce IgE antibody by class switching. So normally these cells produce IgM or IgG antibody, but in this, after activation, it produce IgE antibody. That's why it is known as a class switching. So this is the photograph which shows type 1 hypersensitivity reactions. Here you can see how the type 2 helper cells are activated by binding with allergen, and it produces the IgE antibody, and this IgE antibody it bind to the same allergen on re-exposure, and it produces type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. The activation of type 2 helper cells is it has a more crucial role in hypersensitivity reaction. So it produces various cytokines like interleukin 4, 5 and 13. After production of this interleukin 4 act on B cells. It induces class switching and production of Ig antibodies, and it promotes more type 2 helper cell production, and again this cycle goes on. Uh, Interleukin 5 it activates the eosinophils, and by interleukin 13 it increases IgE production by class switching. It also acts on epithelial cells to stimulate more mucus secretions, and this production of the IgE antibody. So here mast cells are sensitized. So this is the again diagram which shows how type 1 hypersensitivity reaction develops. So first, prior exposure it secretes the IgE antibody. On subsequent re-exposure to same antigen, this IgE antibody bind with allergen, and it activate the mast cell, and mast cells granulation occurs, and it induce type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. So upon activation of mast cells, various content from granules are released. So it releases histamine, proteases, chemotactic factors. It also activates the membrane phospholipid, and it activates arachidonic acid pathway, and it produces various prostaglandins and leukotrienes like prostaglandin D2, leukotrienes B4, C4 and D4, and it also secretes various kind of cytokines. Uh, Release of content from granules and product of arachidonic acid pathway. It is responsible for immediate reactions like vasodilatation, vascular leakage, and smooth muscle spasm. While synthesis of various cytokines later on, it is responsible for late phase reactions in type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. So this diagram shows what are the preformed mediators are released like histamine, serotonin, heparin, mast cell proteases, interleukins, and newly synthesized mediators like PGD2, leukotriene C4, D4, platelet activating factor, and late phase mediators like cytokines, interleukin 4, 5, 13, and other various chemokines. So all these are responsible for the immediate as well as late phase or type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. Type 1 hypersensitivity reaction has two well-defined phases, immediate and late phase. Immediate phase develops within 5 to 30 minutes after exposure to allergen, and it is subside in 1 hours. It is due to release of preformed mediators of mast cells like biogenic amines, proteoglycans, enzymes, and various cytokines. These preformed mediators induces vasodilatation, vascular leakage, bronchial asthma, smooth muscle spasm, or glandular secretions. Late phase reactions, it occurs in 2 to 24 hours later without any additional exposure to antigen, and it may last for several days. platelet activating factor. It recruits and activates inflammatory cells, and it is most important cytokines in late phase reactions. Lipid mediators like glucotin B4, C4, D4, and E4, and prostaglandin D4 also secreted. Cytokines like interleukin alpha and interleukin 1, so it induces chemotaxis. Interleukin 4 increase Th type 2 helper cell response, and interleukin 5 activates the eosinophil. It results in infiltration of tissue with eosinophils, neutrophil, basophil, monocytes, and CD4 plus T cells, as well as tissue destructions, typically in form of mucosal epithelial damage. So this is diagram which shows immediate and late phase reactions. So in histology, in immediate phase, you can see vascular congestion, accumulation of the fluid in extracellular space, it is edema. And in late phase, you can see the accumulation of the various inflammatory cells like eosinophils and neutrophil within the subcutaneous tissue. Systemic anaphylactic reactions. So it is develops after administration of antisera, any drugs like penicillin, sting by bee, and other food allergen. In anaphylactic reaction, within a few minutes after exposure, patient may experience itching, hives, skin erythema, and later on there is contraction of respiratory bronchioles and respiratory distress may develop. Sometimes laryngeal edema may develop, which result in hoarseness and difficulty in breathing. And if patient is untreated, patient may undergo into shock and even die within an hour if not treatment is started or initiated. Type 2 hypersensitivity reaction. Type 2 hypersensitivity reaction is mediated by antibodies directed towards antigen which are present on surface of extracellular matrix. It causes cellular destruction, inflammation, or interfere with their normal function. Antigens in type 2 hypersensitivity reaction either intrinsic or it may be bind with cell membrane or may be present in matrix. Exogenous antigen are present which are absorbed on the cell surface or on the other tissue component. The types of antibody produced in this reaction is mainly IgG and IgM. So in type 1 there is IgG, but here you can see only IgG and IgM is produced. Pathogenesis. There is three type of mechanism. First is opsonization, complement and Fc receptor mediated phagocytosis. Second mechanism is complement and Fc receptor mediated inflammation, and third one is antibody mediated cellular dysfunction. In opsonization phagocytosis, target cells are coated with IgG or IgM, which make them attractive for phagocytosis, and it is known as a opsonization. And these target cells are destroyed by Fc receptor and complement mediated lysis and antibody dependent cellular cytotoxicity. So what happened in complement mediated lysis? Here IgG and IgM deposited to the target cells. It activates the complement system. The complement product like C3b and C4b deposit onto the cell surface, and this C3b and C4b, it is recognized by the receptor of phagocytes, and these target cells undergo phagocytosis. Another products like C6, 7, 8 and 9, it punches hole into the cell membrane of target cells and water enters, and these cells, infected cells, are lysed by mechanism of osmotic lysis. Then Fc receptor mediated lysis. Here C3b is present onto the target cell, and this C3b, it is identified by Fc receptor or C3b receptor which are present on phagocyte and undergo phagocytosis, and thus the cells or tissue is destroyed. Then antibody dependent cellular cytotoxicity. Here cells are coated with IgG and these cells are killed by NK cells and macrophages. So these are bind to target by Fc fragment and lysis occurs without any phagocytosis. The examples of cytotoxic antibodies to RBC are autoimmune hemolytic anemia, transfusion reactions, hemolytic disease of newborn, and ITP. Complement and Fc receptor mediated inflammation. Here antibodies are deposited in fixed tissue such as basement membrane and extracellular matrix, and this antibody activates complement system. And this product of complement C3A and C5A act as a chemotactic agent for neutrophil and monocyte, and the migration of this neutrophil and monocytes and production of the protease and reactive oxygen species, it induces tissue damages. So this is a diagram which shows complement and Fc receptor mediated inflammation. The example of this antibody mediated inflammation is glomerulonephritis, Goodpasture syndrome, and rheumatic fever. Third mechanism is cellular dysfunction. Here antibodies directed against the cell surface receptor impair or dysregulate the function of cells without causing cell injury or inflammation. Here normal function of the particular cells is hampered and it induces hypersensitivity reaction. So here this diagram shows cellular dysfunction in case of thyrotoxicosis and in myasthenia gravis. So here in thyrotoxicosis or Graves' disease, what happens? Antibody to TSH receptor is bind and it activates the thyrocytes. So here it stimulates the more thyroid hormone. Ultimately it results in thyrotoxicosis or Graves' disease. In myasthenia gravis, antibody to ACH receptor is bind with ACH receptor, so it inhibits the normal signaling pathway and it induces the myasthenia gravis. So here it results in profound muscle weakness. So these are the example of antibody mediated cellular dysfunction. Type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. Here antigen combined with antibody in circulation and it forms antigen antibody complex which deposit on the tissue. This antigen antibody complexes activate complement system and also elicit the inflammatory reaction where it deposit. The antigens are either exogenous or endogenous. Exogenous antigens include bacteria, virus, parasite, drugs, and foreign serum. Endogenous includes own reactive cells or tumor antigens. Immune complexes may be circulating immune complex or in situ immune complex. Systemic immune complex disease. Here immune complex are circulated in blood and then deposit in different organs like kidney, joint and small blood vessels. Localized immune complex disease. So it is localized to only one organ or site. So it is known as a Arthur's reaction. Systemic immune complex diseases. Here in acute serum sickness, it is a prototype of systemic immune complex disease. It is a sequelae of administration of a large amount of the foreign serum. Pathogenesis. So here what happens? There is formation of the immune complex within the circulation. Free-flowing antigen bind with free-flowing antibodies within circulation. These complexes are then circulated within the blood circulation and it deposits into those organs where the vascular supply or circulation is microcirculation is very rich, like glomeruli and joints. So at the site of deposition, they initiate the inflammatory reactions and induce type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. Wherever complex this antigen antibody complex deposit, the tissue damage is similar. Two mechanisms are believed to cause inflammation. First is activation of the complement cascade, and second is activation of the neutrophil, macrophage, and through their Fc receptor engagement. So this is the mechanism of type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. So there is engagement of the Fc receptor. Uh, it recruit more neutrophil and monocyte at the site of deposition, and it activates the phagocytosis and destroys the tissue. Second is complement activation. So it produces various chemotactic factors and also produce various cytokines, also known as anaphylatoxins. So it induces vasodilation and edema. Then this complex also activates the platelet aggregation and activation of the Hagman factor. Ultimately, this all mechanism leads to either vasodilation or edema or any tissue damage or necrosis at the site of deposition. So this is the mechanism of type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. Clinical features include fever, joint pain, urticaria, lymphadenopathy, proteinuria, and low serum C3 level. Morphology includes acute necrotizing vasculitis, glomerulonephritis, and arthritis. Chronic serum sickness. Repeated or prolonged exposure to antigen cause chronic serum sickness. Examples are SLE. Arthros reaction. So Arthros reaction, it is a localized area of tissue necrosis resulting from acute immune complex vasculitis, usually elicited into the skin. Experimentally, it is demonstrated by intracutaneous injection of antigen into the previously immunized animal that contains circulating antibody against the antigen. As the antigen diffuses into vascular wall, it binds to the preformed antibody and large immune complexes are formed locally. These immune complexes precipitate into blood vessel wall and it causes fibrinoid necrosis, and superimposed thrombosis may develop later on, which worsen the injury. These are the example of immune complex mediated diseases. Type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. It is caused by cytokine induced inflammatory reaction, and main cells are CD4 plus T cell and CD8 plus T cell. Delayed hypersensitivity reaction mediated by CD4 plus T cells and T cell mediated cytotoxicity by CD8 plus T cells. These are the two variants of this type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Delayed hypersensitivity reaction. This occurs after 24 to 72 hours of antigen exposure. So these are the pathogens which can cause type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. So it includes bacteria, parasite, fungi, or intracellular viruses, or any contact antigens. Pathogenesis. So here in pathogenesis, it includes exposure to antigen. Here antigen, it is captured by antigen presenting cell, mainly dendritic cells, and this dendritic cell, after binding with this antigen, undergo proliferation and it is differentiated and it activates the CD4 plus T cells. This CD4 plus T cells, it activates various helper T cells like type 1 and type 17 helper cells. So this produces the interferon gamma. The binding of antigen presenting cell also secretes the interleukin 12. This all form the pool of memory cells which enter into the circulation. Upon re-exposure, effector cells are recruited at the site of antigen exposure. The Th1 cells secretes interferon gamma, which is potent macrophage activator. there is increased phagocytic activity and more MSC2 expression is there and more cells are activated. Once the macrophages are activated, it causes phagocytosis and killing of organism, increased expression of MSC class 2 molecule and increased antigen presentation. There is a increased synthesis of PDGA which cause fibroblastic proliferation and collagen synthesis. Activated macrophages also secretes various cytokines and interleukin TNF Th17 effector cells. It secretes interleukin 17 and several other cytokines which promote the recruitment of neutrophils and thus induce inflammation. So this is the pathogenesis of type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. So first stage is sensitization. Here antigen bind with cells, antigen presenting cell and helper or effector cells are produced, Th1 cells. On second effector phase, after re-exposure, this Th1 cells secretes interferon gamma and TNF beta and which induce more activation of the macrophages. Once these macrophages are activated, they induce more MSC class 2 expression, secretes various cytokines, it activates the macrophage and produce type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Clinical example includes Montauk stage. So it is a classical example of type 4 hypersensitivity reactions. Here intracutaneous injection of purified protein derivatives PPD is injected. In a previously sensitized individual, there is a reddening and induration of site appears in 8 to 12 hours, which reach a peak in 24 to 72 hours and thereafter slowly subsides. So this is a photograph which shows individual having Montauk stage. So result is recorded after 72 hours. So it is characterized by reddening and induration at the site of exposure. Morphologic finding: accumulation of the mononuclear cells, mainly CD4 plus T cells and macrophages are present around venules and it produces perivascular cupping. In fully developed lesion, the venule shows marked endothelial hypertrophy. So this is a photograph which shows type 4 hypersensitivity reactions. There is an accumulation of the lymphocytes around the venules. Second mechanism, T cell mediated cytotoxicity by CD8 plus T cell. So here viral antigen, tumor cells antigens and antigen of organ transplant. These are the recognized by class 1 MHC molecules, and these class 1 MHC molecules, it is recognized by CD8 plus T cells. This binding of CD8 plus T cells with this MHC class 1 molecules convert CD8 plus T cell into cytotoxic T lymphocyte. The principal mechanism of T cell mediated damage includes porphyrin enzyme dependent killing and phospholigand killing. CD8 plus T cells come in close contact with target cells, that is followed by polymerization of the released porphyrin molecules and their insertion into the target membrane. Thus drilling holes are there into the membrane. The cytotoxic T lymphocytes granule contain protease called granzymes which are delivered into target cells via porphyrin induced pores. Once within the cell, this granzyme activate caspases which induce apoptosis of target cell. The porphyrin pores allow water to enter the cells and it causes osmotic lysis. Phospholigand dependent killing is also there which induce apoptosis. These are the example of type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. So this is about hypersensitivity reaction. So key mechanism in type 1 hypersensitivity reaction is production of the Ig and activation of mast cells. And once this mast cells is activated, it releases pro-inflammatory cytokines, preform mediators, and it induces inflammatory reaction at the site of exposure. In type 2 hypersensitivity, antibodies are formed which induce inflammatory reactions at the site of deposition. In type 2 hypersensitivity reaction, there is functional dearrangement may also there, which induce various diseases like Graves' disease, myasthenia gravis. Immune complexes formed in the circulation which circulate and deposit into the organ which are rich in vascular supplies like joint and kidney glomeruli, and it produce type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. And in type 4 hypersensitivity reaction, delayed type of hypersensitivity reactions may develop, and key uh, cytokine is interferon gamma, which recruits the macrophages and it induces inflammatory reactions. So this is all about hypersensitive reaction. Thank you very much.